Hey baddies, welcome to Auntie Amy's Trashy Tarot. Today I'm doing another pick a card. This one is all about what does Lilith, Lady Lilith, or the goddess Lilith really think of you? So this should be a really enlightening and insightful reading, and I'm so glad you all are here today. I hope you are doing well. And as you see before you, there are three piles of cards. Each one has a number on top. Those numbers are going to be your psychic linking object, okay? So the first group is going to be the 333, the second group is going to be 777, and the third group is going to be 555. I have done a bit of a pre-shuffle. So if you're drawn to more than one group, there's probably going to be more than one message here for you. And I want to shout out to all my very generous people and subscribers and members who give to me so generously. I deeply appreciate each one of you, and I just want to say thank you so much for being here and all your support. All right, and with that said, I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, Group 1, all of you that selected 333, this is going to be your reading all about what Lilith really thinks of you. So just keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's a general session. So just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. All right, so let's get into it. The first card we have right here is Nimbus. Nimbus. I think it's Nimbus. That's how I'm pronouncing it anyway. So this is a card about wisdom. Okay, this is a very wise spirit. Okay, but not real respected. So it feels like you're someone who has probably been through a lot in your life. You probably haven't gotten the respect you deserve. Okay, you're wiser than you think you are. I feel like Lilith is seeing you as someone who has been overlooked. Let's see what other cards we have. We have projection, your spiritual gold. All right. We have conjunction, becoming whole again. Yeah, I feel like you've been through a whole lot here. We have atonement. That hurts. It feels like it's very painful. We have relevation, lua, over, atheism and rejection of spirit, botus. Okay, so there's been some struggle, probably with religion in your life, possibly religion oppression, really religious programming even. Maybe you've been judged by people in your life for your religious views or for how you see religion. And I feel like with this atonement card here, I feel like Lilith sees you as someone who is, in some ways, you've been made to feel like you need to be sorry for who you are or what you stand for, or you're still like have some shame about who you are, or where you come from, or the trauma you've suffered. There's a sense of like having to atone for yourself in some kind of way here. When the reality is that there are people in your life who need to atone for making you feel this way. Now, some of you guys may already be there where you are aware of this, but there's still issues here, and Lilith sees these issues, okay? We have, okay, I can't pronounce that. We have success over shacks, war, and violence. Okay, so this This is heavy. I feel like some of you guys have experienced some very intense things in life. Okay, Lilith and the people who are drawn to Lilith often have, okay? Um, I don't feel like I don't feel like you have really gotten what people call a fair shake in life. I think Lilith sees this, and she really is a champion of those who haven't gotten a fair shake. Um, she tends to be like the liberator of those who really came into this experience as children and experienced things that were intense, patterns of dysfunction, and trauma. And those things can make us feel disrespected in general. We may draw people to us that disrespect us in several different ways and try to disempower us. And it may be that you've drawn to yourself throughout your life people who disrespect you, who don't hold space for you, who don't let you speak, who don't let you talk. They act as if they're interested in you. And then when you speak your truth, they disassociate, they leave, they're not really actively listening, they don't genuinely care the way you need them to care. They're not really there for you. And I feel like it's so painful for you to be constantly disappointed by people that in some ways you have to grow numb to it. And it's not that you're heartless. It's not that you don't have emotions. It's that you have been truly hurt so many times by people that you have had to kind of get distant to survive. And there's this energy here for you of trying to kind of like bring that all back together, like the emotional self, the part of self that you have had to kind of like detach from to a degree, because you've been so hurt. Trying to bring those parts of self, the feminine aspect and the divine masculine aspect, divine feminine aspects back together within yourself to create wholeness. It's hard to be vulnerable in a world full of people that you feel like all they want to do is hurt you. And I don't feel like you're overreacting with this statement. I don't feel like it's like I'm an endless victim. I think you're being logical about it because perhaps your life has told you over and over by the people that come into it, by the way you're treated, that, hey, I can't trust people. People disrespect me all the time. So what now? This journey isn't about those other people. It's not about those other people. It's about you. It's about you focusing on yourself and becoming what other people are going to call being incredibly selfish. I said it, you know, it is. Your journey with the 333 is a level of self-mastery. You're very wise. And you draw these people to you because of the stuff you've been through. You draw people who disrespect you to you because of the shit you've been through. And in order to stop drawing that shit to you, you got to go within yourself. And it's not fair, okay? It's not okay. Listen, your Auntie Amy has been here. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I used to draw to myself raging alcoholics. Raging, okay? Dysfunctional and completely toxic people into my life. And they would wreak chaos. They would bring such levels of chaos. And it's all I could draw into my life until I became like them. So I had to go through some really deep levels of self-reflection to figure my shit out. I'm not saying that it's the same with you. It's just an example. Okay, let's get some more cards here. You know, I would say in the example I gave you, there was probably something within me that was searching for an escape too, you know. So it's complicated why we draw people and situations to ourselves. Perhaps it has to do with that unhealed aspect, our shadow, right? And we have to go in there and find out. We have to find out why there are aspects of ourselves we still feel like we need to atone for, or we're sorry for, or we need to apologize for. Why we feel like we're not good enough. Where did the acts of treachery, betrayal, where did those take place? The ones where the universe kept validating this disrespect to you. You got to look at those. You got to figure it out. And the only way to figure it out is to go within. Okay, let's get these. No reversals. We have nerd. Highly technical or scientific, strategic, true to themselves, inspires others, shy, eccentric interest, works alone, powerful. Okay, I feel like she's focusing on true to themselves. That is the most important thing for you to learn. And I mean true. I don't mean kind of true. I don't mean like I'm trying to be true. I mean authentic as fuck. And that is a process, my dear, a very intense process. Because in order to be completely true and authentic to the world, you got to get true to yourself. You got to be willing to be honest with yourself. It is fucking hard. It's fucking hard to speak truth. Your truth to other people, especially truth they don't want to hear, because you can come off very selfish, especially when you've been apologizing for who you are. You've been placating people. You know, you've been making it easier for them than for you. When you've been taking on more than what is yours. When you allow disrespect in your life because it's easier. And because you don't know what to do to gain the respect back. And I will tell you, and I will be honest about this, once respect is lost in a relationship, especially certain kinds, it's very difficult to ever get it back. Once someone disrespects you to the core, a lot of times those relationships are done. Not always. Not always. Hear me again. Not always. Because somebody will write a comment about it. I'm telling you, not always. Okay. But for some people, that's how it works. And, you know, if you're one of those people, then there won't be a reconciliation for you and a person. It will be a reconciliation within yourself of you figuring out why you attracted that disrespectful bitch in your life. Or figuring out how you cannot let that happen again to yourself. You're healing and working on yourself by being true to yourself. And being true to yourself means you examine. You begin to truly examine how you feel. You allow yourself to not react. And if you're in a relationship, you just say, hey, I'm still kind of processing this. So, you know, I just need some time, because you're figuring it out instead of reacting. And if that person won't allow you time, red flag. Big, huge red flag, my dear. Okay, the next card we got, no reversals. We have perfectionist. Believes progress is best. Balanced. Understands your best is good enough. Does not overdo it and practices self-care. Okay, listen. Sometimes progress is not moving but balancing. Listen to me. Sometimes progress is not moving but balancing. And I feel like for you, part of your self-care is being very authentic, because I feel like you're going to hurt some feelings, okay? You hurt feelings. And you know what? It's because your feelings were fucking hurt. Am I wrong? I feel like for some of you, the disrespect has happened so often. It's just like they don't even know how many times they've hurt my feelings. They don't even know like how I feel like for some of you it's getting more difficult for you to continue in these situations where like your voice isn't heard, people aren't holding space for you. And you may feel yourself shrinking back more and more from these situations. And that's just your spirit. That's just your inability to deal with that situation anymore. Okay? And Lilith sees this energy within you of wanting, like there's a desire for this to not happen anymore. Because you are wise, you're smart, you're witty. Okay, you have this beautiful energy here of being so intelligent and so underestimated. And I feel like you have wonderful things to say, yet your voice has been silenced. And you've been through so much and been taken for granted. And I hear it's not fair. It's really not fair. But she sees this movement towards trying to become whole. It's like you try to work on yourself. It's not like you're in denial of it. And because of this, we have your spiritual gold. This golden energy of the master number of 333. You should really look into that number if you haven't before. Okay. It's a very special number. It's a number of self-mastery. Okay. We have spirit box, 5D communication voices. Yeah, I'm feeling that spiritual connection. I feel like you guys have she sees you as someone with a powerful spiritual connection. We have dark feminine energy. I don't feel the user energy here. We have succubus, dark feminine energy user. We have pumpkin seeds, waiting, analyzing. And we have spirit box, 5D communication voices. I feel like she sees you as somebody very connected. I also feel like some Virgo energy, earth energy as well with the analyzing, waiting. You have dark feminine energy. Also, I feel like you may be deeply connected to Lilith. You may be deeply connected to another underworld goddess. I feel like this user energy may be the energy that you've had to deal with throughout your life, of people using you and not being good to you. I feel like people have kept you like on a hook, on a line, as a side option, always as an option, never as a first for some of you. And many of you are very psychic, or you dream dreams. You may hear voices, clairaudient, clairvoyant, and you may be active in your dreams and on a 5D level as well. She sees you as someone with gifts, a lot of psychic gifts. And if you work directly with Lilith, she is in communication with you. If you are wondering that, if you are wanting clarity on that, she's definitely in communication with you. Let's get a couple more cards here. So that's your validation on that. I feel like your authentic voice really is a key to accessing her energy, okay? One of the things that's blocking it is this need to say you're sorry or apologize for who you are. Your authenticity is literally a key to her energy. The more authentic you are, the deeper you can go into her energy. And it really feels like there is this successful energy around you. It's part of this golden energy. And she sees you as someone with a lot of potential for success. And the energy blocking it is this disrespect, like this disrespect energy. And it's because like you've had to deal with it so much, and because you've had to deal with it so much, it kind of like has become almost like an outer coating on the success, if that makes any sense. So it's something you kind of have to break through. So in order for you to kind of like succeed the way you want to, you're going to have to like work that energy more, the disrespect energy. You got to disconnect from it. You got to cut ties with it. I mean, energetically, you don't have to cut off people. That's not what this reading is about, but it is very important that you get a hold on that mentally, emotionally, physically, because it is, if you have felt like you've only been able to go so far, if you have felt like you haven't been able to, level up, if you feel like you don't have a lot of clarity, there's confusion and chaos coming from this disrespect. No reversals. We have hell with judgment and Freya with complexity. I feel like you're a good judge of character. She believes you have good judgment. Okay, you have good judgment. You understand the complexities of situations. You need to trust yourself more. We have guidance. Baba Yaga. I feel like she wants you to know that she's absolutely guiding you. Okay, she's absolutely in contact with you. Whether I feel like this is Lilith. Okay. She's absolutely there to help you. Also, you have the ability, you have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, okay? And it's time for you to go deeper into that. I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit. You underestimate yourself here, which is a kind of self-betrayal. You put yourself on like a lesser playing field, and you got to level it up. We have clarity. And this is Rogana. I feel like you need to trust yourself, because there's so many good things coming for you. I'm going to pull some tarot. I want to know more about this clarity. You have the ability to get clear. You have the ability to know the way. You have these abilities. You really do. But it's like you have to choose it. You have to learn to trust yourself. I know it's hard. Give me some tarot on this clarity. Tell me about the clarity. These are all very high vibe cards right here. We have the Seven of Pentacles here. Really sowing seeds of success. We've got several cards here. This one card I can't show you because there's boobies. No reversals. Okay. We have the Six of Pentacles here. We have the Five of Wands. And we have the Two of Pentacles. And then we have the Queen of Cups over here. So I'm getting a couple things. These cards are are different. Like these are cards that the artist for David Bowie made. That this is the Starman Tarot, and I love this deck. It's one of my favorite. Um, and I read these kind of differently. So the Six of Pentacles here. I really feel like you have like divine help coming in. Um, I feel like your guides and your ancestors want to help you. I think you need to lean into your psychic abilities more. I think Lilith sees you as very gifted and not taking advantage of those gifts. There's also, she sees you as someone who has like perhaps a fear of competition, or maybe not seeing yourself as someone who can compete um, at a certain level. You are underestimating yourself and you need to step up, okay? Because you got this. You have invested in yourself well, okay? And you know the way, okay? You know how to make these things happen. And I understand that there is some exhaustion with the disrespect. And before you can really walk in your power with the Queen of Cups energy here, you're going to have to get a hold of the disrespect energy here. It doesn't mean that when I say that, I don't mean to get rid of it forever and it never comes back. Okay, that's not how it works. It will be something that you work on. Okay, but as long as you're working on it and you can start to kind of recognize it in your life and not allow it to keep you from moving forward. That's what we mean. Okay, that's what she means. Don't let it keep you from competing in things that you want to do. Don't allow it to keep you from being your own champion and knowing your worth here. Because I feel like the bottom line is that she sees you as someone who doesn't really know their worth. And you are so talented. You have so many abilities here, and you are underestimating yourself. You're undervaluing yourself, and you're not putting yourself out there to truly compete. You're shrinking yourself. You're making yourself small. And it feels like you've had to do this earlier in your life or at some point in your life, probably to survive, okay? Probably to get through something very traumatic. But now's the time to heal that so that you can move on to the things that you want to experience in life. And it isn't easy. Coming into balance isn't easy. And you can see he's coming into balance on a hoverboard, y'all. That's not easy, okay? But I get with the Six of Pentacles here, there's a dissension of spirit here. And they are there to help you. Okay, your ancestors, your guides, whatever, they are there to help you, but you must ask them. If you want Lilith to help you with this, ask her, okay? Ask the spirits, and they will help you with all of this, all right? Lilith sees you as somebody who is capable of being very successful, okay? Someone who is a wonderful guide, okay, has good judgment, and someone who is trustworthy, okay? I will tell you, I feel like with this revelation card, I feel like there is going to be a moment of clarity come for you. And if you work with Lilith, it's probably going to come through her, all right? Okay, group one, that's what I received for you. I hope this was a helpful and insightful reading. If it was, please let me know down in the comments below. I really enjoyed reading for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I would love to have you as a member of my tribe. And I will see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, group two, all of you that selected 777, this is going to be your reading all about what does Lilith really think of you. So keep in mind, this is a general reading, it's a general session. So take what resonates and leave the rest behind. All right, so let's get into it and see what came out in your pre-shuffle. We have 2 cards here. We have Malphus and Buffonite. Okay, so this is about the toadstone that you could make with a toad, and this is Malphus, and this is a spirit, okay, of the Goetic, the Goetia. So there's 2 of them here. I feel twin energy. I'm reading this intuitively. So let's see what other cards came out for you. Let's see. We have loyalty over treason and revolt. Okay, there's two right here too, so that's interesting. We have fruition and realization of dreams over forgetfulness and release of unpleasant thoughts, and there's 2 right here too, so that's interesting. And you got 2 cards. Okay, then we have intuition and emotional healing, the moon. And there's 2 people there. A lot of 2s. We have Black Moon and Lilith in Scorpio, sexual alchemy. And there's 2 people there. There's a lot of 2s. Another 2, Black Moon, Lilith in Taurus, you are worthy. Okay, this is interesting. A lot of 2s. A lot of 2s. Okay, so let's get some more energy here. You may be a Gemini. With all this Gemini energy, I mean, all this twin energy, it makes me think of Geminis. It also makes me think of twin flames, which I don't, or infernal, like an infernal connection, infernal flames, infernal twins. I don't know what to call it. But, yeah, also I'm thinking of balance. Okay. And then we have Malphus, which is in the form of a bird or a raven when he appears. So there's a lot of different energies here. Fruition and realization of dreams. I feel like I'm getting this energy from Lilith of like you're like a dream walker or an astral walker. Like there's 2 selves here that you're connected. You're connected to your higher self. We have apprentice, martyr, and orphan. Let's read these. Watching and doing, cooperative learning, measurable competencies, professional development, skilled tasks. Martyr, willing to proceed despite risk of injury, sacrifice by doing, goes distance for others, fights for injustice for others, not just for self. We have orphan, doesn't care if people like them, thriver, fierce protector of the vulnerable, security, realistic, passionate, avoids conflict. Okay, so you're a fighter. Okay, I feel like there's one person that people see, like an outward, and then there's this inner person, this other person. This could be your witchy self. Okay, this could be like your real self. Like for some reason, like you, not that you hide, but like there's something you have to present to other people, and then there's how you really are. This also could be like a twin situation, like I said before. Also, this could be your astral self or your higher self. I do feel like all those things could be true at one time, because Lilith is like, this is different. Like this is a different energy. Okay. I feel like also you're very connected to your higher self, your higher daemon, whatever you want to call it. All right. And I feel like you are enacting a lot of what the downloads you get into the world. Like Lilith is saying, like, you're very connected. Okay. And you're connected in a different way than group 1. Although you may be called to group 1 and you may have both of those things going on here, but you may not. Okay. And there is this power here. Are you a Scorpio? or a Taurus. Um, I feel like it feels like you're like a super crime fighter. That's what it feels like. You have like a super crime fighter, like a superhero, like persona, and then like a other like a regular persona, like Superman, Superwoman, and then you're Clark Kent or Wonder Woman, and you know, her persona. So it feels a lot like that. I feel like you have been left on your own so much. I feel like you have been abandoned in your life. I think you've had to become your own family. That's what a lot of this energy around you, like you've had to become like your own family to a degree. So you parent yourself. That's what some of this twin energy, this duplicate energy is like you've become your own family. You've become your own mother to a degree. I also feel like for some of you, literally, there is a goddess present around you, holding your hand, comforting you. Like I see this here. Lilith, comforting you, helping you heal emotionally. Yeah, I feel that really strongly. Orphan no more. I feel like with the 777, your life has been divinely orchestrated. Everything about it was to help you evolve into this person, this like incredibly, like your consciousness feels expansive. I feel like you're somebody who is no stranger to the idea of like expanding your consciousness, your awareness, of changing, of growing. A lot of Uranus energy, a lot of Neptune energy here. And we have some Venus energy coming down the pike. And Pluto, Pluto's never far behind. Okay, so, um, but there is a lot of transformation energy. I also get with Malthus that, you know, you're not afraid to fight for what you want. You're a fighter. Lilith feels this very, like, you are a fighter. You've had to fight. Um, That's why you fight so fiercely for the vulnerable, because you've been the vulnerable. You are the vulnerable. Um, and you've been alone. You've been left alone in your own torment, and no one cared. And you're just like, I'm not going to be that person in the world. These cards came out. We're going to take them. We have bare bones facts, nitty gritty. I think it feels like you've had to like face the facts about people not being there. Like it's not hard. It's just the truth. I think that's the thing about you. It gives you you have this power to be logical about what's happened. I was there for you, man. You weren't there for me. And it's just facts. It's not personal. It's just, it is what it is. And I can't do that. But still, if those people were to come for you for help, you probably help them. Not because you need the kudos or you feel bad about yourself, but because you fight for people. That's what you do. You help people when you can. It doesn't mean you're best friends. And it doesn't mean you want to break bread with them, but you will lend a hand to somebody who is suffering, because you know what it's like to be left alone in that. We have black light, stood up, no show. Yeah. You know what this is like, for people to just not be there when you need them. And you won't do that to people, even people who screw you over. And I feel like it's just, for you, it's just how you are. It's almost like a conscious choice you've made. Like, I am not going to be like how I was treated. Like, I'm not going to do that to other people. We have feminine energy. I think you have a ton of compassion. Lilith sees you as a compassionate person. Show off, wanting attention. I feel like Lilith sees you as somebody who gets attention, but not as a show off. You just, at times, take up space in a room. And it doesn't feel like you do it on purpose. It's just, you have big energy. You have big energy. And some people don't like it. And you like to have a good time. And some people find it irritating that you'd like to have a good time. And I think it's because, you've seen so much. Some of you guys may be like firefighters or cops or first responders or paramedics, or you've been in the military, or there's something about this that you know how bad things can be. You may be a social worker, you may be a counselor, you may just work with people and just, know how bad things can be with people. But there's just this energy of like, Lilith knows that you know how bad it can be with people. And so you're always there to kind of like, you may have experienced a lot of loss too, like loss of people. Well, abandonment, yes, but like loss through like friends, through them passing over and things like that. Okay, we have the Six of Swords here. Yeah, them passing over. See, he's on a boat. And it feels like these are spirits here. Okay, tell me more, Lilith. You've lived many lifetimes. If you believe in reincarnation, you've often wondered, yes, you have. You've lived many lifetimes. Okay, I can't show you this card, okay, because it's majorly no-no. Okay, there's boobies and stuff, but it's the Star, okay? And, she sees you as this. You've got that thing that draws people to you. You have light. You have, like sun energy, star energy, you're light in a dark place. And I think you help people feel good. People, look at all these twos here. People want to be around you. They want more of that energy. You make people feel good. You also help people heal emotionally. You're very compassionate. I think some of you guys like bake cookies or make cakes for people. You bake food. People love that. If you bring them food, they love that. They love that. If you send them gifts, they love that. They feel so loved by it. And I feel like you may not hear it enough, but they do. They love it. They love it. We have the Princess of Swords here. I can't really show you that one either. Okay, tell me more. Pull two more from this deck. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords and the Six of Cups here. I can show you these. All right. I do think you are your own worst enemy. And she sees this. I feel like at times you talk down to yourself. You don't access your powerful connections to spirit, to her, enough. And you take on a lot of things on your own. You don't ask for help from people in your life. You try to do it. And it's because, you have people in your life now. Okay? If you don't, then this may not be for you. But those of you that do have people in your life, you don't ask them for help enough. You don't tell them what's going on. And maybe you don't tell them what's going on because you're like, they don't want to hear it. I don't want to open up. I don't know how to talk about it. Just talk, okay? Because you need someone to talk to too. You need a place to go. There's a lot of healing energy, a lot of happy emotional energy. You transmute a lot of stuff for people. And Lilith sees that, but you don't ask people to be there for you. You don't expect that much. And people, it feels like you're not really known by a lot of people. Like people don't really know you. They know you at a surface level. That's where this second person is coming into play as well. And it's time that you allow people to help you heal. 2 6s here, 6 6. So 66 and 777 are going to be numbers for you. And then we have another 7 here. So pay attention to those numbers, okay? Because I feel like Spirit, Lilith is going to be talking through those numbers. The 6 of Cups is a very healing card. But in this card, you can see how she's trying to fix the picture. And there's the shadow here. And we have a couple here. And it feels different than a regular 6 of Cups card to me. And what I'm picking up on with this card today is like a focus on the past. There's too much, like, what's keeping you separate from people and isolated from people is this focusing on the past. It's part of what is self-sabotaging you. And you need to take this to Spirit, okay? You need to start working with Spirit or a counselor or both. Write about it in a journal. Talk about it with a friend. But you need to start dealing with this. Because the past isn't meant to be brought forward. It's meant to be left there. But I know that traumatic things, difficult things often haunt us. Okay? And Lilith wants you to know that you're meant to heal this. You're meant to heal it, release it as best you can. Now, it doesn't mean that you won't revisit it. I always say that because healing is it's a process. It's a journey. Okay, and emotional wounds, deep wounds, they can take a lifetime to heal, but it doesn't mean you can't get better. And better is good enough. And me, as someone who's been traumatized and I have chronic illness, sometimes, like when I clean my kitchen, I say to myself, if it's better than it was when I started, it's good. It's good enough, If I have clean dishes and the counters are clean, as a former perfectionist, I say, that's good enough. That's all the energy I have for today. And I have to walk away. These are things I had to learn. That I am human. I'm a human being. And I cannot be a perfectionist. And that may be something that you need to let go of. You are a human being and you're not emotionally perfect, physically perfect, spiritually or mentally perfect. Okay? You're not supposed to be. And so your healing won't be perfect. Okay? But you can get better and stop sabotaging yourself. And you need to rely on your connections to Spirit and the people in your life to help you. And listen, here's part of growing, okay, is when you go to people in your life that you thought would be there for you because you clearly have always been there for people. And you find out those people don't want to be there for you. Red flag. Red fucking flag. The minute they are not there for you, you need to start calling them into question. Okay? Now, if something's going on with them, be reasonable. Okay? But start noticing. Because you deserve people to be there for you too. This is part of being very authentic and being very real and getting more and more real. And the thing about this realness, and Group 1 had this as well, getting authentic with yourself in your little world is reflected in the outer world. So we see realness coming forward. And man, have we seen it in the last, how many years? A couple of years. Well, since 2020, really. more and more realness coming to the surface. And it's not always pretty, but it's real. The illusion's falling away. So the more we can reveal of ourselves, the more authentic parts of ourselves, the more the magic in our own life happens, the more the magic in the world happens, because we're connected to this reality. We're connected to each other. So, you know, there is so many beautiful things here, and you deserve to be fruitful and to realize your dreams with this card and to have things come together for you. You have done so much for people. You're such a giver. And I feel like with you, your dreams are probably pretty simple. They're very cozy. I feel coziness here, like a want of coziness, a want of nurturing, a want of comfort, a want of belonging, a want of home. You know, comfort, family. I'm talking about deep things that you probably don't really talk about to other people because you don't want to seem like that. And maybe you have these things, but you're not happy. You're not happy because you're a little isolated emotionally because of this. And Lilith sees isolation. She understands it. It's part of her energy. Isolation can be extremely powerful if you use it well. It can really help you with your voice, finding your voice, hearing your psychic voice, your true voice, your higher self, which you are aligned with. And some of you guys are in that energy, and this is coming forward to help strengthen that. You're a healer, you're a giver, and it's a beautiful thing. And none of us are perfect, okay? But you deserve some good things. All right. So let's pull a few more cards here. Tell me what else for my group 2. What do you really think of my group 2? What do you really think of my group 2? You're a leader. You're a leader. Probably a Leo. I've got some Leo energy somewhere in your chart, or sun energy in your natal chart. Reluctant leader. You don't want to do it though. Balanced emotions. You're someone who has balanced emotions, has the ability to balance and heal your own emotions. Here I am trying to be perfect with my cards. Tell me more about group 2. You are emotionally intelligent. And she's very proud of that. Very proud of that. We have creativity. You're very creative. I'm going to get one more. We're going to get 2. Okay. We have courage. There's a lion. We have a lion and a tiger. And we have mindfulness. There is nothing that you put your mind to that you cannot achieve. You're courageous, you have leadership, you're balanced, you're very creative, and you're mindful. You're responsible. There's practicality here. I feel this energy of her being so proud of you. I don't feel like, you may not have heard many people. I think you hear thank you, but you don't hear people say, I'm proud of you. Maybe people don't really think of saying that to you, but Lilith is very proud of you. You're very courageous. So you're not afraid to like piss people off. You're not afraid to shake the table. You're not afraid to like step up. And it's impressive. Like the energy I'm feeling is very impressive, okay? She thinks you're impressive, okay? So lean into that confident energy. Lean into your creative energy. Lean into your leadership energy. Continue to work on balancing your emotions, okay? Expressing your emotions, and stop allowing the past to self-sabotage you. Ask the spirits around you for help, okay? And be mindful of your creativity. Some of you guys are limiting yourself, your creative self, and you need to stop that, okay? Because Lilith sees you as somebody who's highly creative. You are creative. And that could be a business, it could be in college, it could be you literally are an artist of some kind or a musician. It's just different for different people. So really work on whatever it is you're creative in, okay? Because she sees you as a creative. So honor that, all right? Okay, group 2, that's what I received for you. I hope this was a helpful and insightful reading. I really enjoyed reading for you. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, group 3, all of you that picked 555, this is going to be your reading all about what does Lilith really think of you. So keep in mind this is a general reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. You got quite a few cards here. Okay, this first card here is Balan. All right. And he is a king of hell who sometimes appears as a 3-horned creature, man, bull, and ram. And he rides like a bear. And he manifests as like naked. Okay? So this is his energy. He has a little like a bird on his arm. And this energy is very interesting. So let's see what other cards came out for you. Let's look at these two. We have Triumph of Lies over Blinded to Pain. Oh, well, that doesn't feel good. Okay, that doesn't feel good. Woo, it's been tough, huh? We have Discernment over Cowardly Actions. We have Propagation of Light over Slavery and Bondage. And we have the Light of Understanding over Ambition. Show those to you. Okay, let's put you right here. Okay. We have, let's see, the Light of Understanding is going to go here. All right. We have one more. We have Submission to a Higher Order over Rebellion. Sometimes rebellion is survival. We have Multiplication, your higher self. Adam, Dark Divine Father of Creation. We have Your Soul's Purpose. We have Elevation of Status. That was the Sun. This is Black Moon, Lilith, and Capricorn. Yeah, you're on a different kind of thing. You're on definitely like a different vibration here. I'm feeling like embodiment of your higher self. That's kind of like where you're going, okay? The thing about Balan is he's appearing like when he wants to appear as a naked person, naked man. He's appearing as like his most vulnerable, as his most powerful, saying like, I'm here, this is me, like fully embodying himself without any like shame or judgment here, which is powerful, very powerful. And it's like you have this energy of light in a dark place. Probably have done a ton of shadow work, okay? If not, that's where you're heading, all right? And it's all being done to heal this deep sense of pain. Okay, there's a lot of pain here. And a lot of people didn't care about your pain. Um, and you've been lied to or lied about a lot in your life. There's a deep sense of betrayal here. A lot of betrayal, a lot of controlling energy here as well. And cowards. People were cowards. They didn't stand up for you. They didn't speak for you when they should have. And the pain has been so bad physically, mentally, emotionally, depending on who you are, it may have been all of those things, that you've literally had to seek higher ground to survive. You've had to seek the light in dark places. You've had to connect to your higher self on some level in order to get out of this, or in order to survive the pain. Um, and it feels like Lilith sees you as heroic, a heroine. You're on a hero's journey, a heroine's journey. And it's very impressive because a lot of people don't know what you've been through. They don't know where you've come from. They don't know how bad it's been. And you had no choice. Sink or swim. And this you decided to do. You decided, I'm not going to sink. I'm going to fucking swim. I'm going to swim with everything I have. I'm going to beat this. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going because I'm just going to have faith that if I keep going, I'm going to make it to shore. And it was the light of that faith that gave you purpose. And you're in alignment. Lilith is like, 555, you're in alignment. It doesn't mean that you don't still have issues, but it does mean that you are on this road to embodying your higher self. Like physical embodiment of higher self. Not everybody does this, okay? It's not for everyone's journey to embody their higher self. And it's different than self-mastery, okay? It's a different kind of journey. It's the letting go and trusting after being horribly betrayed and in pain, like emotional, physical, spiritual, whatever pain for a long period of time. And trusting, just trusting on faith and hope alone. People say that love is the strongest emotion. I submit that hope is. Hope will keep you alive. The hope that you will get to shore by the strength of your will. The hope that today will be a better day. I have lived a lot of very painful and days full of suffering in hopes that tomorrow would get better. Not in hopes that someone would love me, but in hope that there would be some relief. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people aren't waiting for love. They're waiting for relief of pain. Now, maybe relief of pain comes with someone loving them, but that person isn't focused on that. They're focused on relieving of the pain, like hope that it will get better. But you are on the path of love. Hope leads to love. Hope attracts love. Hope attracts self-love. Before there was love, a lot of times there's hope. It's like the egg that makes the chicken. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Your hope is powerful. It's not like other people's hope, because you've been in the place where just hoping you can make through the next hour, the next 2 hours, the next day. And as somebody with chronic illness who's had trauma and things like that, I understand this. For years, when I was super, super, super sick, nighttime was the worst. Like, my days had flipped, so I was up at night, and it's hard because everyone's asleep, and you really get some bad vibes, you know. So it was hard. I understand that. I understand being in so much pain that you're just making it like minute to minute, you know. I understand that. I understand being in so much emotional pain that you literally thought that you would break in two from the heartache. I have had the heartbreak scenario, like where your heart feels like it's breaking. I've had that feeling. I know what that feels like. So I understand what it is to have hope in the pitch blackness of suffering. And Lilith knows you've had this. You've had this hope, this bright, hopeful spotlight. It's like a light in a dark place. And here's the thing, when you have this, you attract people to you because you're a bright light. And as your light grows brighter, as you embody more of your higher self, you will have more and more people come towards you. And you are building that connection in that darkness with that hope. You have nothing but you and hope and your relationship with yourself, God, whatever. And you really dig deep into those connections. And the act of embodying your higher self just kind of like takes on its own path. And you do it very naturally. It's not like you sit down and say, I'm going to embody my higher self. No, it just comes through. And you start kind of dressing different. You start relating to people differently. You may find that like everyday conversations are just not it anymore. Like, you don't care what's on Netflix. Not really. And it's not that you think you're above people. It's just like where you want to put your consciousness is not into like, you know, what is the new menu item at Taco Bell. It doesn't mean that you are above it. It's just you're not really at that place anymore. It's just you want to put your consciousness in other things. You may find that you can't eat the same food anymore. The things that you used to eat, you just can't eat them. They may make you sick. They may taste weird. And it's just because you're elevating. Your consciousness is expanding and it's elevating. Because you're doing something different here. And so the vessel is going to change because literally you're bringing in, like, your light body is being activated by this higher self presence. And you can talk to your higher self. Absolutely. And for some of you, you and your person, higher self, may be talking to each other. And you may wake up in the morning and feel tired or feel like you've had a conversation with someone all night or something like that. And that's what it is. And you can ask your higher self what happened, and eventually it'll come forward. So, you know, you're very connected. You know, Lilith, there's this energy of like this group is very connected to their higher self. And the goal here is to be the embodiment. And the thing, like, again, you don't have to do a ritual. You don't have to ask. It's just going to happen. It's just going to come through. Okay. Not everyone does this. You're very special. Okay. You're a very special person. So let's get some more energy here. Okay. Lilith, what do you really think of my group 3? I am hearing you're brave. You're very brave. because this is a brave lifetime to come into. And truth is, a lot of people don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear it because it's just too painful to hear. But you designed this lifetime. And that doesn't mean that you're responsible for your trauma, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Sorry. It doesn't mean that. Okay? Those things should not have happened to you. That's a bad situation. Two or more things can be true at the same time when we're talking about the universe and time and being and expanded consciousness, okay? But overall, you designed this reality before you came into it to embody your higher self. And some painful experiences were triggers for your growth. And some of them were things that should not have happened. But they did. So it just, depends. Each person's different. Each person's truth is different. So take what's yours and leave the rest behind, okay? But definitely, for many of you, the pain brought you understanding that you wouldn't have had unless you went through it. Telepathic communication music. So some of you may have a talent with music, or your spirits are speaking through music. The universe is speaking through music. You and your higher self are talking telepathically many times. Write down what they say. Okay, some of you guys have the ability to channel your higher self. You should really start doing that. Even if you don't share it with anyone, we have Best Award, Acknowledgement Recognition. For some of you, there's something that your higher self is going to guide you to do that you're going to be acknowledged for. Okay, it could be a business, it could be writing a book, it could be starting a channel. It's different for different people, okay? But there's something that you're supposed to be doing that the higher self will help guide you to naturally. It's going to be a natural process. It'll just come to you, and it may be a little different than what you think, okay? But you'll get acknowledged for it, all right? It may be a little bit off your path, so be aware of that. We have troll, triggering, troublemaker. Are you troublemaker? Creepy, leaving with something, someone. Okay, so no one's perfect, okay? And it feels like that sometimes, you trigger people. And it feels like you trigger people because you can be, let's see what this other card is. Watching, stalking, eyeballs. Okay. I feel like you really pay attention to people. You pay attention to what they do, what they say. You have a good memory. And you really pay attention to people. And people aren't used to this. And sometimes it freaks them out. And I feel like she's bringing this forward for you to know. I think sometimes you can stir the pot a little bit. But there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes the pot needs to be stirred. You can have an adversarial energy at times, but adversaries serve a purpose by triggering people with their speech or what they say as well. And I feel like when it comes to trolls, creepy people, stalker energy, you have no problem shutting that down. I do think that you have powerful energy and you attract people like this as well. So, and you don't have an issue dealing with that. So it's different for different people. We have death here. There's Pluto and Scorpio energy right there. We have the King of Pentacles. You're transformative. Your energy is very transformative. You also have success here with the King of Pentacles. Success, like a successful business person. Also very connected to nature. And I get this energy of being proud, but not in a bad way. like having confidence. I think your higher self really wants that. Wants you to experience being confident, feeling good about what you're doing, and being successful. Um, and part of that is going to be your power with Balan here, your power in owning yourself, in owning yourself, in owning your embodiment. If you're embodying your higher self, do it and do it proudly, you know? And it's not like you have to make a big announcement. You just do what you feel. Be authentic. Be real. We have the Prince of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Ooh, Prince of Swords. This deck, this Prince of Swords is like, look at that, is a badass. Okay, that's my badass card in this deck. Definitely, there's an energy here. Lilith thinks you're badass. I think you deal with people like a badass. I think you take care of business. There needs to be more confidence in what you're doing, in your connections, in your witchcraft, in your spiritual practice. You need to be more confident. You need to be able to walk, to get on the back of this little bear-like creature and prance around, you know, your shit and own your shit. You know, being vulnerable. Being like, this is me. I don't mean literally do that now. Don't you literally get on the back of a bear naked, okay? Don't you dare do that. Your auntie is not telling you to do that. But you know, you can put on some leather pants. I am not telling you to get on the back of a bear. I would never say that, okay? But I'm just saying, be brave, be bold, be more brave, be more bold. That's what I'm getting from Lilith. Like you have this in you. Like, look at this death card. This is one of my favorite death cards. Like, look at the ascension energy. Look at the transformation, like rising from this old self into the new self, having this key of clarity to open doors, unlock vaults, being able to really ascend into the successful energy, this earthy, successful energy, somebody who nurtures ideas and success. We have the Four of Pentacles here. You know, I feel like this energy is trying to like manifest. And it's like, I'm trying to make things happen. I'm trying to make things happen. No, you're going to make things happen. There's no trying about it. You're going to. This depth of pain, transform that into success and power. Transmute that energy. You have the ability to do that. And Lilith wants you to do that. Work on doing that, okay? You are an embodiment of your higher self. And for different ones of you, it will mean a different thing. But that's what you are. That's what you're doing here. That's how she sees you. That's how she really sees you, as an embodiment of your higher self, which is a badass. You're a badass, okay? So just own it. You're a bad bitch, okay? Because you don't ascend once. You ascend many times in this lifetime, okay? And you have ascended in past, future lives, parallel lives. You do this for the collective, okay? You just do. And it doesn't mean you're heavy lifting all the time. For you, it's easy. It's easy, like 1, 2, 3. It really is. It's just, I want to say it's not a big deal. It's like you're a rock star in the etheric realm. It's like you are a rock star on the other side. Okay, these cards right here. We have wisdom. You're wise. You may have been drawn to group 2 as well. You're wise. She thinks you're wise, you're smart, you're intelligent. Good fortune. Oh, wow. We have blessed day. Oh, I think she has a blessing coming to you. I think she is going to bless you. There's some kind of blessing coming your way. Get ready. Get receptive. Get in your receptive energy, because Mama wants to bring something good. Something good home to you. All right, let's get one more. Tell me more about this. There's some kind of blessing coming. She sees you as a blessed person with good fortune. So I feel like she wants to bless you. 2 more cards. Okay. 3 more cards. Okay. All right. We have divine guidance. You're divinely guided. Financial security and defense. So, you know, you're divinely guided. She wants to bring in some financial security, okay, and good fortune for you. And lean into your defensive energy, meaning like protect yourself. She sees you as someone protective and who has a lot of protections and defenses, but you can never overdo that. Okay, so always be protective of your energy and the energy of your home and things like that. I feel like she's protective of you as well. So lots of beautiful energy here for you, group 3. That's what I received for you. I enjoyed reading for you. I hope you enjoyed it too. And if this resonated, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I would love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys.